Obama standing above the country, above the world. He's sort of God. He's going to bring all different sides together.
Get ahead. We've got to give them a stake in creating the kind of world order that I think all of us would like to see.
Thank you so much, all of you. It is a privilege to be here tonight to open for Lady Gaga.
Thousands of people gathered to hear Barack Obama. The Democratic presidential hopeful laid out his vision for America's place in a new world order.
What do you think the most important thing is for Barack Obama?
I think his task will be to develop an overall strategy for America in this period when really a new world order can be created. It's a great opportunity. It isn't just a crisis.
I was actually born on Krypton and sent here by my father, Jor-El, to save the planet Earth.
That's all right. All of you know who I am.
That looks like me. Look at those ears.
The president's trip inspired Egyptians to display decorations calling Obama the new King Tut of the world.
Assalamu alaikum. Many other Americans have Muslims in their families or have lived in a Muslim-majority country. I know because I am one of them. But my father came from a Kenyan family that includes generations of Muslims. As a boy, I spent several years in Indonesia and heard the call of the azan at the break of dawn. I have known Islam on 3 continents before coming to the region where it was first revealed. That experience guides my conviction.
You're absolutely right that John McCain has not talked about my Muslim faith.
As the Holy Quran tells us, the Holy Quran teaches that, the Holy Quran tells us, and the Holy Quran also says,
we have before us the opportunity to forge for ourselves and for future generations a new world order.
the international order we seek is one that can resolve the challenges of our times.
Not just challenges like the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan.
I would like to speak directly to the people and leaders of the Islamic Republic of Iran. Their great and celebrated culture. Over many centuries, your art, your music, literature, and innovation have made the world a better and more beautiful place. We know that you are a great civilization, and your accomplishments have earned the respect of the United States and the world.
I also know civilization's debt to Islam. It was Islam that places
Bilal Habashi, of course, one of the famous companions of Rasulullah. So Bilal came out of slavery. When he came out of slavery, he occupied one of the most prominent positions with Rasulullah. What was it? He was the mu'azzin of Rasulullah. Bilal, when Rasulullah allowed Bilal to become mu'azzin, it was a big step to the Arabs. Why?
What is clear, and what I indicated tonight to President Mubarak, is my belief that an orderly transition must be meaningful, it must be peaceful, and it must begin now. But this much is clear. The Gaddafi regime is coming to an end, and the future of Libya is in the hands of its people. The Syrian people have shown their courage in demanding a transition to democracy. President Assad now has a choice. He can lead that transition or get out of the way. The danger from Iran is grave, it is real, and my goal will be to eliminate this threat.
وتبكي أمة خالفت رسولها وأطفأت بيدها مصباحها.
But are there any other connections between Obama and the end times? What about other prophecies concerning the age Obama rules in? Let us look at the lost books of Nostradamus.
Curiously enough, this alignment only happens once every 13,000 years.
The two crosses have not aligned since 11,000 BC, roughly 13,000 years ago, meaning that the phenomenon is now about to occur again.
The next image in the series is the end-all and be-all of the whole sequence. It shows the exact time when the apocalypse is going to happen. At the top we see our alignment of divine cross and terrestrial cross. Below that we see 3 eclipses connected to an eclipse of the moon. If we look for 3 solar eclipses within a time period that is also bound by very significant lunar eclipses, we come up with a 20-year time period from 1992 to 2012.
Ancient and modern cultures alike have pinpointed the rapidly approaching year of 2012 as one of huge cosmic significance.
This is the only image we have from the Western tradition that pinpoints this time period this precisely. Other traditions around the planet have pointed to the same time period. Most notably the Mayan, who pinned the end of their calendar to the 2012 alignment of the sun in the center of the galaxy. It's like a universal awareness that when certain things align, the sun and this mysterious dark core of humanity, this is the point of crisis.
You must go all the way down before you decide to change, and we are rapidly descending down into the very, very, very bottom of the barrel.
One of the great paradoxes of mankind is that the most violent conflicts have always stemmed from opposing beliefs about God. A recent rise in religious fundamentalism has spawned random and deadly acts of terrorism that are striking with increasing frequency and ferocity. There are drawings in the Lost Book that point to the clashes at the very heart of this climate of bitter hatred and mass murder.
Nostradamus was pointing to this time period as the time period in which the Great Islamic Crusade breaks out, in which there are ecological disasters, in which there's biological disasters, and they're all tied together. And the theme is the Great Islamic Crusade, the last conflict between Christianity and Islam.
This is a seminal moment in human history. We're at the end of history. We're at the beginning of a whole completely new time period that's just emerging right now.
In this plate, we have a papal chalice as the centerpiece. And it appears to be repelling a serpent that is spitting out 3 drops of blood. The serpent represents evil, and it's perhaps symbolic of either Nostradamus' third Antichrist, or perhaps the Antichrist from the Holy Bible.
In order for this age to end, someone has to end it. And that person could be called the Antichrist. It wouldn't surprise me if a Prince of Peace, who's really a Prince of War, comes and eradicates the last vestiges of the culture that existed for thousands of years.
Nostradamus talks at length in several places about the Antichrist. 3 Antichrists, in fact.
There's the theme of his 3 Antichrists, Napoleon being the first, Hitler being the second. His third Antichrist appears to be a Muslim from an Asian nation.
Nostradamus's references to a third Antichrist imply an evolution through time of this ultimate incarnation of evil.
The watercolor depicting the sun and the griffin carrying the papal crook in its feet represents the arrival of the future Antichrist. And there will be great trouble for the clergy which follows in the wake of this individual's arrival.
So why is American media trying to portray the promised Imam Mahdi of the Muslims as the Dajjal Antichrist?
And we're showing the 12th Imam, or the Mahdi, and the Antichrist. Kills Jews and Christians, rules for 7 years, rules for 7 years. Peace with Israel, breaks peace. The Imam, peace with Israel, and breaks peace. Global seat set up at the Temple Mount. Global seat set up at the Temple Mount. Kills and beheads non-believers. The 12th Imam kills and beheads non-believers.
Why has Hollywood portrayed the President of America as a black man in many recent apocalyptic films? What is Hollywood trying to tell us?
What the hell is that supposed to mean?
I'm sorry, Mr. President.
Sorry about what?
It's too late.
A few minutes ago, the United States ambassadors to every country in the world told the leaders of those nations what I'm about to tell you. Last summer, 2 comets were discovered that are on a collision course with Earth.
Oh my God.
My fellow Americans, this will be the last time I address you. As you know, catastrophe has struck our nation, has struck the world. I wish I could tell you we can prevent the coming destruction. We cannot. Today, none of us are strangers. Today, we are one family, stepping into the darkness together. We are a nation of many religions, but I believe these words reflect the spirit of all our faiths. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall.
First of all, the Mayan calendar basically predicts that the world will end in 2012.
Oh, we'll take a look right there. There it is.
It's obvious. Plain
وعند قوم يقال لهم الأسدد يكون للمهدي راية هدى ويغدو إلى الوادي المالح وأوسط بلاد الأمريك الكثيرين جدا يومئذ بالأرض.
Not only that, the ancient Egyptians also see the year 2012 as a very critical, pivotal year. And by the way, so does NASA.
Right.
NASA, here at home, yes, our modern day NASA predicts that there's going to be all sorts of astronomical activity, more sunspots, asteroids, all meteors, all that stuff in the year 2012.
Should Steve and I be worried?
I think so.
They've given me a few minutes just to talk to all of you in our NASA family about emergency preparedness. NASA recently participated in a FEMA exercise called Eagle Horizon that was a part of a continuity of operations and government exercise that we do annually. And I became aware of some things that concern me about our family preparedness, and I wanted to talk to you very briefly.
سقوط محمد حسني مبارك عن الإمام علي بن أبي طالب عليه السلام صاحب مصر علامة العلامات وآيته عجب لها إمارات قلبه حسن ورأسه محمد ويغير اسم الجد إن خرج فاعلم أن المهدي سيترك أبوابكم فقبيل أن يقرعها طيروا إليه في قباب السحاب أو ائتوه زحفا محبوا على الثلج. ماذا قال علي عليه السلام في آخر الزمان صاد 330. ومن المعلوم أن حاكم مصر اسمه محمد حسني مبارك وقد غير اسم جده من سيد إلى مبارك وإن قلبه حسن تعني قلب الاسم حسني ورأسه محمد يعني أول الاسم